When I was starting out, I had this training partner that was way above my level. His name was Vojta, but he had really bad technique. His footwork was shit. His technique was shit. Like, I don't want to shit on him, but you know what I mean. Like, we trained together. He was beating me at first, but after a year, something happened that I did, and I started to beat him. I trained for 1 year, and he was training for 6 years at the time that I beat him. So let's go through these. 99% of being average all comes down to having a bad technique. So the story about Vojta, you probably got the same aspects as my friend, and that is that your technique is just dog shit. And maybe there are like 5% of guys that don't have shit technique, but most of you have bad technique. And having a shit technique really sucks. So you have a bad technique, okay? If you don't have bad technique and you still are average, which don't really like, I don't really think that will happen if you have bad technique and you are still average, then I have this, and this is for all, that your footwork is just weak. You are slow, or you play topspin from your backhand, forehand topspin, and the opponent returns it to your forehand side and you just don't make it. This happens to a lot of people, and this also happened to me. When I was like a year into my training, I really struggled with footwork, and I have to constantly remind myself, and I also do it now, that I have to try to make it to the next shot. I have the capacity to jump around the table, and most of you do also, but you just don't do it. Just remind yourself that you can be fast around the table, but you just don't use it. You have 100 capacity, 100%, and you will use only 50% of your speed. That's how would I explain it. If you are using all your capacity, the main thing that I also do, surprising, that is I do jumping rope. I just skip a rope for 5 minutes before my training or before my warm-up. Yeah, that helped me a lot. Jumping rope, if you never skipped, will really help you, but jumping rope won't alone get you there. You train your legs. The exercises that we want to do is like extensions, and that's the one where you sit on the machine and you just curl your legs up like this. The way that we want to do this exercises by doing an explosive start. We really fast do the first movement, the first part where you curl it up, so we do it as fast, and then we slowly come down, and again fast and slowly. This will more focus on your agility than your muscle size, and that's what we want. And if you are still being average after implementing all this, then you just don't train hard enough. Most people have bad technique, then less people have bad footwork and also bad technique. And if you are really struggling, then you just don't train hard enough. In every training, you have to push out of your comfort zone. If you don't sweat in your training after like a drill, you don't need to use towel, then you don't push hard enough. And the way that will help you is by getting a good training partner. Getting a good training partner who will push you, and also it will be fun with him. It will really help you with not being average and being higher, and is having either a good friend, or best case scenario is that you have a good coach who is fun and also who pushes you hard. Now, if you combine the focus on the technique and your footwork, so you remember your technique to focus on it and your footwork to be faster, like you remember it, that you can make it to the ball, then having a good training partner or coach will really help you to not being average. So that's everything. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.